You guys can't hear me, right? Oh shit, you could hear me. My bad.
Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance, not the life I want to live. I want to take it all, standing tall, fear outweighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
When I found it,
Close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll
Tell your baby mama, your grandma that we love. What is going
Oh. Oh, hey, what's up, guys? Oh, you're good, you're good. Yeah. What's up, guys?
I am so sorry. We got to do that again. We got to do that again. What is going on, everybody? DJ Minds here, and I am so honored to be here with the myth, the man, the legend. Introduce yourself.
Hey, guys, what's up? Shango Jax, and I'm live with DJ Minds.
Yeah.
My first live stream.
First live stream ever, guys. He actually just broke 1,000 subscribers. Congratulations on that, man.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. Get me motivated to make some videos.
Yes, dude. And guys, if you've not seen his latest video, please do so. Absolutely incredible. And I'm going to post his channel here, and we'll post it throughout the live stream as well. I think he's at 1.2K, and he just started his YouTube journey, man. So he's got awesome energy. And why I really wanted to get him back on the show, I'm sure like most of you have been thinking, man, he is that entrepreneur that we all want to be, that we all talk about being. We're like, oh man, you know, but you get so stuck in your 9-to-5 job. So we got to ask again, right? Just in case someone has never seen it or heard of you, right? What got you started in crypto mining? And yeah, tell us about that.
So, I mean, I got started in 2018. That's when Bitcoin had just gotten to 20,000. It was in the news and all that stuff, and it really grabbed my attention. And I'm like, man, you can really make some money with crypto. And so I started looking into it. I didn't really want to buy it because it was a digital asset, so it's still new. And that kind of stuff was like, you know, basically I was like scared to buy it because what if you lose your money type thing. So I started looking into ways on how I could, get some for free, technically, like something like that. So I stumbled across mining, and I started looking on Craigslist for like Bitcoin miners, and I found some old ASICs. I bought them up, tried them out. They worked, but they sucked. So I looked up into mining, and that's why I found GPU mining, and I decided to build my first rig.
That's sick, dude. I started, I want to say 2017 for the first time. It's either 2017 or 18, I forget. And it was on a 960, and I thought it was a scam because I did NiceHash for like a week, and I was making 16 cents. And I was like, nah, this stuff's a scam, man. This ain't the real deal. And damn, I wish I would have stuck with it.
Yeah. I mined. Yeah, I mean, I started mining like in like January, February of 2018. So it was right at the beginning of 2018. Yeah, I wish I would have. I mined Ravencoin when it first came out for a little bit. I was one of the very first people to mine it. I had to download a digital wallet, because they didn't have anything that supported it. And I mined with it for like a couple months, and then I had the wallet saved onto the SSD card on the miner, and that accidentally got wiped down the road somewhere. So I lost all my original coins I had when I started.
No.
I mean, I'm sure it wasn't. I'm sure it's only worth a couple $100, but I mean, well, if the Raven coin ever explodes, and then it'll be worth more.
Yeah,
but,
man.
Yeah, it's better.
Okay, so first, there's a couple things I wish I would have asked you when we made that video. One that I really missed. What is your favorite GPU, or what is your go-to, or whatever you like?
Like, I want to say most of the farm is 3070s. That's my go-to card. It's just, I think it's the most efficient. Like it's only 120 watts, and you get 62 mega hashes for it. I don't like 3080s, 3090s as much because they're more power hungry, and they have a lot more heating problems. And you have to change pads and add copper plates and stuff just to get them to work right. So I really just like the 3070s. They're so much better than any of the other. The 30 series cards are so much better than all the predecessor cards. They're so much more efficient. And then I like those 178HX cards. But I mean, most of those are mining for my clients. They're expensive. I wouldn't necessarily want them for myself. But I mean, I have a few mining for me. I've bought a few, but the 3070 is the best card,
So
in my opinion.
are those like 180 mega hash? Is that the one that I'm thinking of?
Yeah,
Wow.
they mine around like 165-ish, 165 mega hash at 210 watts.
Damn.
So they're really efficient.
Is that the Tesla or is that different? I know Tesla's
No, it's not
pretty
the
good.
Tesla.
Okay.
Not the Tesla cards. It's Nvidia's specific mining card they came out with, just to mine. But they've already stopped manufacturing them, so you can't even get them,
Oh
even if you
wow.
wanted them.
Okay. All right. So hey, we know, well, if you've been following DeFi, right? Do you prefer DeFi or Django?
Django.
Django. Okay. So if you've been following Django, I saw him with a heat gun and it read 148 degrees Fahrenheit, guys. 148 degrees. You want to tell us about that? What happened at your data center?
So the AC went out again just yesterday, and I know if you've watched my videos, you've seen that the heat went out like a week before, and that was the first time that the AC had gone out. Um, and so I didn't realize, but they had only gotten one AC unit back online from last week, and so I've only been running on one, and that one went out yesterday, and they came and fixed it. It was only down for a couple hours. I turned the rigs off because when I went over there and I saw it was 148, I'm like, nope, nope, turn it off, turn it off. I shut everything off for a couple hours, but they were able to fix it really quickly. It again took them 4 or 5 hours, and they got the one back online. So I'm just running on one AC right now. Once they get the other two fixed, they have more intensive problems. Once they get those two fixed, then I'll be feeling a lot better. But I'm working on trying to get the heat out anyway. I don't want to have to rely on those AC units, especially after what happened, because it caused so much problems, so much work for me to do and everything. So I don't want to do that again.
Yeah, man. So, okay, what's the temperature difference with that one air conditioner that you had?
So in that room right now, it's about 95 degrees now with that one AC. So it's a huge difference, like
Yeah.
60 degrees.
Jeez, dude. Damn. So what's it normally like temperature wise?
So with all the ACs running, it gets down to about 75 or 80 degrees in that room. So it's still a little warm, but it's not. It's totally fine. The rigs can run at 100 degree, like the ambient temperature can be about 100, and they all still run at 75 C or below. So that's because I have a lot of fans on everything. All the server cases push the air out, and they kind of suck the heat out the way I have it. It could be better. That's what I'm working on now. It's just trying to optimize all that.
Okay, so for anybody who does not know you, are you still rocking 200 gigahash right now?
So yeah, it's fallen a little bit below just because of all the heating problems I've been having. I think it's sitting at like 160-ish right now, so I'm kind of down a little bit. But I'm taking some stuff off. I'm in the middle of moving some stuff back home too. So, but yeah, I'm right around there when everything's fully operational. It's right around the 185, 190 mark, right in that area.
That is solid, man. Now, is the whole 185, 190 at that one location, or do you have multiple locations?
That's total. So it's not at the one location. I would say that 75% of it is at this building though. So
Okay,
most of it's here. Yeah, there's just a few other buildings.
that's solid, man. Have you ever tried out the A2000?
I haven't tried the A2000. I do have a 4000s running though.
Man,
It's the only thing.
I have a couple of
Okay.
those. They're so hot, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, they are. They're toasty. They need those fans. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I don't really like them that much. They're all right. What kind of got me hooked was the fact that they had a 5-year warranty, but they only warranty them if you're the original purchaser from like Nvidia. So if you didn't buy them directly from Nvidia, they won't even accept the warranty from you. So there's
Seriously.
basically no warranty. Yeah, so no warranty. So that was like the whole appeal of them. I thought was like, oh, 5-year warranty, but yeah. So they're more expensive than a 3070. They only mine the same as a 3070. So I don't really see why you pick those over anything else. Um, but I mean, if you can get them cheap enough, then it's worth it. But
Yeah. So I think I got them for 1050, and that was a good deal last year. That was like
Yeah.
September. But now, oh
Yeah.
no, you can get a 3070 brand new at Best Buy for like $500.
Yeah,
So
exactly. So it's like, yeah, because when the prices of the 3070s were high, they were like, it was an okay buy. But yeah, now it's like those you can get those A4000s for like 700-800 bucks, and yeah, 3070 is like 500. So 600 bucks. Yeah, so it's definitely worth it to stick with the 3070s.
absolutely, man. So I noticed you got some octominers. Is that a bunch of octominers or just a couple?
Just a couple.
Yep.
They actually, I've been talking with Octominer. We're working on some projects down the road. But he sent me one to try out, and I've bought a couple since then. I really like them. They're nice and clean, and man, they're the reason I went with Mystic in the beginning is because that was the first one I stumbled across. I really should have spent more time researching, but the Mystic boxes they're pretty good. They're just not as good as Octominers, but they're pretty good.
Okay, fair enough. One thing I forgot to ask you in the video: solo mine or pool mine? What are you doing?
So I'm just pool mining right now, just because I at this level, it's almost like it I basically just saving the pool fee if I was to mine solo, because I have so much on that it kind of just levels out. But I haven't solo mined on my entire farm yet, and it's one of the things I wanted to do. I just been busy moving everything from where my last location is here. Now that everything is starting to get to a point where I know I'm not trying to fix things, I can start experimenting again, then I think I'm gonna throw the entire operation on and see what happens. Just, run a, 2-week experiment and see if I can mine more than on a pool.
I wonder, man, because I hit a block with 9 gigahash, but that took me, I think, like 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
And obviously it's not impressive by any means, but
Yeah.
I ended up making a little bit more. And then, so I tried again. I was like, okay, got cocky. And I actually hit it at 46% luck. So I tried it again, ended up getting at 146% luck. Didn't hit it, by the way. And I had to pull the plug. I was like, okay, this is getting out of hand, man. I can't just keep not making money. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, that's
definitely
kinda
bad.
Yeah, I've never really done it before. That's something on my list of something I want to do. It's just, man, the building it's been like a long time. This whole process of getting everything set up has been crazy. And so I definitely want to try it out. I think solo mining is kind of fun, but when it's all about paying the bills and stuff, right? So got to make sure I get that coming in consistently.
True. So let me ask you about that electric base. So I have seen from your videos those massive air conditioners. What type of bill are we talking for something like that?
So I mean, the way I do my lease, right? It's I pay by the rig, and I pay by the kilowatt. So I only pay for power on the mining rigs. I don't pay for the AC power. I don't pay for any of the power that's like the power behind me right here. I'm not paying for that. I only pay for the stuff going directly to the rigs, and so that's my only bill, and it includes the rent and everything. It's a really solid lease because I'm paying about $100 per kilowatt that I use for mining. But then I don't pay for rent. I don't pay for anything else.
Damn, dude. So
So
I'm sorry. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
no,
you-
I was just finishing that. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So after we did our video, man, I was in a Discord with some people, a bunch of YouTubers as well, man. And I think we talked about this off cam a little bit. You really inspired a lot of people, man. Like seriously, I really mean that. And there's so many people that are like, dude, because of him, if this kid can do it, man, why can't I? They're like, I want to go get a warehouse. Like I can't tell you how many people are looking right now for even a similar deal like you found. Maybe they won't find that same deal. I think that might be kind of challenging, but so many people are like looking around for warehouses, trying to expand. They're like just believing in crypto more because of you, man. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel really good. I'm really happy that people are liking my story, and I mean, it's possible. I think I mean, I was pretty lucky to get this specific building, but I mean, if I wasn't in this building, it'd be somewhere else. Like I love it. I love inspiring people. I love helping people quit their nine. I'm really passionate about like getting away from the 9 to 5. I hate working. I want everyone to just be, live life to the fullest, and you can't do that when you're working a job. So, yeah, I talk to everybody about getting into crypto, about mining, about and not just stuff in crypto too, like other ways of passive income. That's what it's all about.
Oh, speaking of that, I'm glad you said that. Other ways of passive income besides crypto. So I'm big on this, okay? Not most of my friends aren't. What are some ways, like side hustles that you have or other revenues that you're making money?
So one of the ways, so I pretty much my whole life I uh, eliminated my rent somehow. So because that's one of the biggest expenses, and so I've lived with roommates, and I rent out parts of my house. Even right now, I still have a roommate, and I rent out the back half of my house. They pay for all of my bills, and so I promised my wife that our next house that we got, we would live alone. It would be the first time in my adult life I live alone instead of with roommates. But yeah, you rent out the rooms. I always tell people you have to do whatever it takes. If you don't do whatever it takes, you can still achieve what you want. It'll just take longer. But if you want it now, it's whatever it takes. So that's why I like when I come down here, I'm living in the building. Um, I rent out my rooms. I sell stuff on eBay. I do a lot of stuff. I go out and buy auctions and I sell the stuff online and make money that way. I do stuff with firearms and guns, just whatever ways I can. I sell computers, fix computers, stuff like that.
And this is what I'm hearing, chat. This is what I'm hearing, man. This guy isn't just lazy, just set up the rigs, done for the day. Like, always grinding, always looking for more. That's what I do too, man. Pretty much, I'm not on your level. Let's be clear, right? I aspire to.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm always thinking, man, how can I make more money? What can I do to save $1? How can, I'm trying to create a business right now with a friend. We're actually working on that to sell flux nodes. And then eventually we're going to go into other types of nodes, maybe Firo or other stuff. Like, we're working on that. We got the website up. We're almost ready to launch stuff like that. And then I'm doing a silly thing. It's a phone app. It doesn't make that much money. It's called Free Cash. And I play these stupid phone games. I've almost made $400 in the last 3 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, in the last 3 weeks, just playing these stupid phone games, and I get paid in Bitcoin. So in my opinion, that $400 today is going to be worth $800, down the road, or even $1,200. So let's just say this year off this stupid phone game, I know it's cheesy, it's a bunch of phone games. Even if I make $2,000, I think that'll eventually turn into $6,000 with just the price of crypto going up. So
Yeah.
that's great to
that's
hear.
what you got to do. You got a little bit at a time. It adds up. I always like to invest like everything because it's if I'm renting out my rooms in my house, that money that comes in, it pays the bills, and then I can take the money I made and use that to invest it and might make money with it, whether it's buying something and reselling it or putting it into crypto or mining rigs, something like that.
I love that, man. I don't think I've asked you, and you don't have to disclose if you don't feel comfortable. How old are you?
Yeah, so I know I look really young, but I'm 28, so I guess that's still pretty young.
That's
But
young.
I know I look like a 20-year-old. I get it all the time. So
That is young, dude. You hear that, chat? Some of y'all 40 still living with granny in the basement. I need to get off your ass. All right, I'm just kidding. Do your thing, guys. All right. Oh man, that makes me proud.
yeah, I've been doing this kind of thing since I was 15. So everything you see that I've built, I've been doing it a long time. I started my eBay account at 15 years old, and started selling just wherever I could find, and I had dumpster diving and buying stuff at garage sales. So I've been doing it a long time, and that's why you see all this stuff. This stuff didn't happen in 2 or 3 years. It happened in 10 years. So
Absolutely, man. Stock market. Are you involved at all?
no stocks, dude. My brother's really into the stock market. He's been trying to get me in, but it just moves so slowly compared to crypto. Tesla goes up 10%, but it's like Ethereum Classic was up 40%. So
True.
yeah, so I don't know. I don't do any trading, so I pretty much just buy and hold. So if I did trading, I'd probably be in the stock market, but yeah, as right now, I'd have zero.
Okay. Speaking of ETC, I do want to talk about altcoins with you. Ethereum goes away roughly September 19th. Potentially, we'll see. I don't know if you've been keeping up on that at all. Have you?
Yeah, I've been keeping up on it. I've been saying since the announcement that they had announced that they were going to proof of stake, last year, I've been saying that it's not going to actually happen until the very end of 2022 or 2023 because they're slow, dude. They're slow. But it's eventually happening. So
Yeah.
whether it's in a couple months or we get a few extra months, it doesn't matter.
Okay. So while I say that, so there was a dev call yesterday. They're actually in the third part. They just started the third test, right? And it seems like the first two went really well according to the dev call. I'll save everybody in chat from watching an hour and a half of boredom from the call, but it seems like everything is going smooth as butter right now. They're pretty much going to push it out regardless of, as long as there's no major bugs. So it does look like around that September 19th time comes. So my question to you, right? Ethereum's gone, boom. What are we mining?
So I'm probably going to put all the 170HX cards right on Ethereum Classic right off the bat. Those are all the ones in the Mystic boxes that you see, just because those cards mine the ethash algorithm extremely well. So no matter what they're going to mine Ethereum Classic better than anything else, just because that's what they're good at. The rest of the farm, I'm debating whether I should just throw them on NiceHash and just they'll mine just whatever's profitable. I might mine a few things. It's either between the NiceHash and just mining whatever, or Ethereum Classic until the market kind of figures out what's going to happen, like where the hash rate's going to go and what happens to the price of those coins. If Raven coin shoots up 25 cents, I might be mining that instead. So you don't know yet. So that's my plan though. ETH Classic / NiceHash for now, and then if something changes, I'll make adjustments.
Hey, I respect it, man. What about Flux? Do you follow Flux or Ergo or any of those little projects? Or
so I haven't followed any of the little project yet. I do like Ergo. I think it's a very efficient algorithm. I have not mined Flux yet. I've been busy with setting up this farm. Like I literally haven't thought about anything. I've just been like, just get them up and mining, just get them up and mining. Yeah. So now that that's coming to an end here, I want to start hopefully by the end of August. So I'll have, in a couple of weeks, once I get the heating stuff figured out here, I'm going to really start experimenting on, Ergo, Flux, stuff like that, just so I can see what I like and what's going on from there. So.
Absolutely, man. Let me see if we got any questions for you, man. Hey, guys, this is your opportunity here. You can talk to the little guy like me, 9 gigahash, or you can talk to the king right here. All right. Some people aren't super happy with NiceHash, but I'll tell you this, man. I've been using 2 miners, and it auto switches from Ethereum to payouts in Bitcoin. And I'm personally really sad that I potentially might not get my Bitcoin payouts. Like, I really like getting paid in Bitcoin. So NiceHash might be one of those ways. I don't know if I'll end up if I end up using them or something like that. But I really like my Bitcoin payouts because ASICs, obviously, a lot of money, a lot of power, a lot of infrastructure. And for me, this is kind of like turning my GPUs into ASICs. I don't know if do you ever use 2 miners at all, or?
No, I haven't used 2 miners. I've heard really good things about their pools, though. I really want to check them out sometime, but I'm just using nano miner is what I use, or nano pool, sorry, not nano miner, nano pool. I like them. They're pretty good. They're really consistent with everything, and so I haven't had any problems. But I know there might not be the most efficient pool out there, but like I said, guys, I've just been the crazy thing happened, and I got kicked out of my building. And I haven't been able to think about anything for like 6 months other than just get this building up and going. So
building before this. Now, I don't think you told us about that. Do you feel comfortable telling us why you got kicked out?
Yeah. So, here's what basically happened. So I was mining in another building, right? And so we approached the owners of the building and we're like, hey, we want to, we want to mine crypto in here. And, we kind of told them about it, and they were like, yeah, that sounds really cool, really excited. And they're like, will you build me some rigs? And I'm like, yeah, I'll build you some rigs. So I built them. There's 3 of them. I built each of them their own mining rig.
And the owner, you said?
Yeah, the owners of the building, yeah.
Okay.
So I built them all their mining rig, and they thought it was really cool. And so they were like excited, like, yeah, we can help grow you really big. We'll talk to all of our friends, and we'll start sending you a ton of business. I'm like, that sounds freaking great. And then we start moving the rigs in that building, right? And so we get to maybe about 25 8-card rigs in there. So it's, pretty sizable. And then all of a sudden, then they start putting their own rigs in. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. Like, why are you putting rigs in here? And they're like, oh, we're just going to do our own thing. Like, we're going to build up our own mining farm. And I'm like, yeah,
Wow.
so I'm like, okay, whatever. The mining room that we built out was supposed to be all for me, but they ended up taking about half of it. And then once they filled their half, they started coming into my half, and I had slowed down from building at that point. And so we started running out of room, and then we got to a point where the whole room was full. We're at max capacity. And then, went on for a couple weeks, and then they basically said, hey, you got to get out of here. And then they put all my rigs out outside. They just moved them out, and they wouldn't let me in the building. They just said, come pick them up. And I mean,
What?
they knew they were in the wrong. I mean, we had 12-month leases. This was only about 6 months into that 12-month lease. So we had like all these leases. I mean, that's why they just took out the stuff and just put it outside. They didn't want me in the building or anything. And they're like, yeah, you can come pick them up. And so it was a
What?
crazy. Yeah, so it was a ton. So pretty much all the open frames you see in my building, those were all over there. So that's like, where are you supposed to plug all those in at, right? But luckily, I had just talked to the guy of this building right here, and I told him, hey, we need to move these rigs in right now. I know we haven't like finalized everything, but can I just move them in like right now? And he was like, yeah, go ahead and move them in. We'll finish out the details later. So we haven't even got a full lease or anything yet, but we had already talked about doing the $100 per kilowatt by the rig, and so they were pretty cool with it. So we moved them all down here, and then I've just been there was no power in the building. The previous owner had cut all the breaker boxes, had like no power going to them, and so the data center, right, had all the infrastructure, all the stuff that was for the data center had been removed, and so it was just the building outlets that are in the offices. So I had to. That's why you see in that one video in the beginning, all the rigs are just spread out because I was just trying to plug them in throughout the whole building. He let me go into the side that's not my side and just like plug them in on all those offices. So that all happened on Christmas. So I was actually here at the building, Christmas Eve, Christmas, and the day after, just setting all those up. So
Dang.
yeah, so I mean, that was my Christmas was here by myself, but
This.
um,
So these
yeah, it was,
people had the. Sorry to cut you off. These people
yeah,
had no idea about crypto mining. You put
yep,
them on game. You say, hey, this is how you crypto mine. I'm going to help you guys out, set you up a rig, teach you a little bit. And then they're like, you know what, man? We can make a lot more money doing this on our own. Take your shit. It's outside.
yep. That's basically what it is. They learned how to do it from me. They had no idea. They didn't own any crypto or know anything about mining. And then I kind of showed them. I didn't really show them. I kind of showed them. But they basically figured it out for themselves. I mean, it's not that hard. I mean, there's tons of information online, right?
Right.
But yeah, they did it, and they're like, yeah, we can do this on our own. And so they started like a competing crypto business against me where they talk to clients and they hire, and they do hosting for those guys there. So I had to move, and luckily I had this building like already here, but it took a couple months to get the PDUs and the power all run, and then we got to get the fiber installed, and so there's a bunch of problems, and now we're finally getting to a point where, okay, the power's all run, and now that I got to fix the heat, and then we'll be golden.
Bro,
Everything will run smoothly from here.
this makes me root for you even more. Like, I can't believe someone would do that, man. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah, it was so upsetting. Like I mean, it's been a couple months now, so I seem like really relaxed about it. But I mean, at the time, I was like devastated. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, we had all these plans and we did all this stuff. I was so upset about it. But we got the building here, and after a couple weeks, I'm like, all right, well, we'll make this work. It doesn't matter. Don't forget about them. Like, we'll make it work here.
Where did you put all the crap?
So we didn't have like I have an old van, but I had to borrow a friend of mine's trailer, and we just loaded it all up and drove it straight down here. Right from their place, we loaded it up and then drove straight down here to the building.
It fit in one van?
No, 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 no. So we fit it all in a 7 by 14 foot trailer. They were all stacked 4 high, and they fit in the van and that. So it was roughly about, I want to say, like 800 cards worth of rigs. So, and
Damn.
it was all open frame stuff. So it was a lot. We had to haul a lot down here.
Be a shame if their power went out all of a sudden, you know?
Yeah, right.
Dang, bummer. Oh man, that's
Yeah, so I have no idea what they're doing now or what's up with them. I haven't contacted them or talked to them at all, and they like to keep everything hush hush.
so what's
So
the
yeah,
next step for you?
next step for me is I want to get the building all. So I'm not relying on the ACs. I mean, the ACs are great, but I mean, my setup could be better. There's I could have designed the building better. I kind of wish I didn't put the rigs in that corner. I wish I would have put them in the other corner, but I can't. I'm not going to pay to move the lines now, so it is where it is. So I mean, mistakes were made, but I mean, I'm doing this all for the first time, so that's
Right.
kind of I'm going to make the mistakes before you guys. So,
Thank
um,
you.
yeah, so I'll share my experiences and what I learned, but I'm going to build out some kind of heat ventilation system. That's my next step, and then once I get that up and going, I'm gonna really focus on trying to fill the room because I could put about 112 8-card rigs in here still as how much I can get to before I'm full. So that's
Wow.
like I don't know how much that is. That's a lot though. Pull it up here.
Yeah.
112 times 8. 900 more cards, guys. That's how much more I can put in this building. So
Sheesh. Somebody,
yeah, so
little Timmy out there, he's got one rig total.
yeah, so it's big. I'm buying a little bit here and there. If I find a farm or something or someone that's interested in stuff, or I'll pick up a few things, but I'm not really focusing on it right now. I'm just trying to get everything stable. Then once everything's stable, then I can focus on. I think it's gonna align perfectly with the merge because then maybe cards will be cheaper, and I'll be able to pick them up even better. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to is right around in the next month or two.
That has been my thought as well, man. So many people will ask me in my Discord, like, hey, DJ, do you think this is a good price? I found a 3070 for this. And my personal thought is like, what's the point right now? Why even buy, right? When Ethereum goes away, potentially in September, don't you think the price would naturally go down if right? Like, I don't understand why people rush to buy in at this moment.
Yeah, I mean, I think buying like right now is okay. I wouldn't like if you have a certain budget, say you want to get to like 50 cards. I wouldn't buy all 50 right now. Maybe just buy the cheapest of the cheapest if you can find it. But I wouldn't stop buying. But I do think that cards will. Well, I don't know. There might be a slight. I think people that are afraid of the merge have pretty much already sold their cards and they've been selling their cards for the past few months. And then at the end, we might get, maybe a month or two of where the prices are really cheap. Maybe we can start getting 3070s around 350 a card, 400 a card. That would be awesome. But I don't think it will last very long. Once the mining market once the mining kind of stabilizes and the profitability stabilizes, people will start buying them again. And yeah, and then I mean, hopefully, and then once Nvidia releases their 40 series cards next year, maybe prices will go down even cheaper too. So end of the year is probably the best time to get them for the cheapest price.
Agreed. Somebody in chat, what was it? They had a question for you. Do you have investors or are you self-funded for the most part?
So yeah, so I'll tell you about that. So last time around in 2018, when I started, I pretty much was all self-funded. I went from one card all the way up to about 200 GPUs, 1070s is what I started with back then, and I was all during the bear market, so prices kept going down and down, and so I always believed in the crypto though, so I always thought that Bitcoin would go back up, so it wasn't a huge concern. But I'm like, next time around, I'm like, next bull market, it's just crazy because it's like this was my first bull market, and people just throw their money at anything. You just name a coin, they're like, I want it, and they'll buy it. Money was going everywhere. But so at the beginning of the bull market in 2021, I'm like, I want to start differently. Like if I start a crypto mining business, then I can I'll be able to make money and then I'll pay for my rigs. So I'll be able to do my own. So that's how I started from the beginning, was hosting. So I talked to my friends and family and just reached out to everybody and like, hey, do you want to buy a mining rig? Like, look how profitable it is. And that was when it was really profitable. So they all got on board, and I bought them all rigs. So every rig you see in this whole all in any of my videos, I built them all.
That's awesome.
I haven't taken any like other people's rigs. No one sent me anything. It's all just been from friends and family. And I'd say so all the Mystic boxes are all hosted. And then like 30% of the other cards are all just hosted for friends and family, and then the rest are mine. And because
Sick,
of
dude.
that, they pay me monthly fees to run them here, and that pays for the whole building, and then that pays for me to build new rigs, and yeah, so that's how it works.
I respect that, man. So let me tell you a an experience I just had. So I got a bunch of things hosted, and it was, well, not, comparison to you, it's nothing, but for me, it was pretty big. It was 4 gigahash. I sent it out probably 2 months ago, and I just got that back today. The person actually drove it to me because they failed with their hosting operation. Everything sounded great. They insured me. They had 800 amps of power. Everything was good to go, blah, blah, blah. Once my stuff gets there, well, it turns out they got all these other people involved, which I wasn't even aware of. And they ended up popping, I don't know what it is. I think the fire department came once, warned them. Happened again, because again, they just kept getting all these other people involved. And it happened again. They said the third time they were going to shut down their electrical for their whole house and their, because they were doing it at their garage. So yeah, I got all that sent back to me. So pretty much failed attempt at getting hosted with someone. And I don't know how you do it, man. You're on a larger scale. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's been difficult, but yeah, that's I haven't opened up to the like hosting to anybody public. It's just anybody that I know in person. And I don't take anybody's rig that I haven't built myself either, because I mean, even if someone was to give me a rig, I don't know what I like I like knowing what all the parts in every rig is, and I like everything being the same because it's really easy for me to work on. And so maybe I'll get to a point where I'm actually working on getting another facility specifically just for hosting for other people. It'd be really cool. I don't want to give away too many details because it's kind of like a pipe dream right now. It's only like 20% 20% might happen. So it's not like a real thing yet, but I'm really hoping that'll work out. And then I'll be able to host, like anybody that wants to send their rigs, I'll be able to host it there. And I'll have I'll have to get a bunch of people to work for me, because there's no way I can manage. I mean, I can barely manage it all now. So
I bet. And chat, because we didn't mention this, in case you didn't watch the video, this entrepreneur drives 7 hours to his facility. Think about that.
Yeah. And then, so this other building I'm looking at getting is actually 5 hours away in the opposite direction. So it's it's 12 hours from here, and then it's in between my home and there. But this other facility is like a dream. Like I'm working on it. I'll tell you a little bit about it, but it's not like a 100% thing yet. But it's this giant facility that's located on a dam, so it's hydropower, and the power there is only like 2 cents per kilowatt, and they have 100 megawatts of power available. And so I'm like hoping that please let me get this place.
100 megawatts. So my God, dude.
It's a ton, dude. So it's like all the power I'm using here is like 1% of the power there. It's crazy. Like it's still a pipe dream. I've been working on it, trying to get it. And if I do get it, then I'm gonna be like, everybody needs to send your rigs to me so we can fill this at 2 cents per kilowatt. I mean,
that's sick.
It's gonna be profitable no matter what.
Yeah, dude. Do you know Bits be tripping?
I haven't talked to him, or I know of his channel, but I haven't talked to him at all yet.
Okay, so I mean, he's really well known on YouTube, OG. So he actually has been building, I think, 5 megawatts for ASICs, and I thought that was huge, bro. You're looking at 100 megawatts for. I'm talking about
I'm saying this thing kind of fell in my lap, and like I have no idea what I would do. It makes me look so tiny, and. Yeah, I don't have the money or anything to fill that, so I have contacts, and I would have to fill it immediately or start filling it. But I'm working on making a deal with that to make that happen. That would be really cool if it happens, though.
That's so sick, bro. Like your dreams. Let's say it doesn't even happen, right? You just get 20 megawatts, which is humongous. I mean, the dreams that you have, man, that is so freaking inspiring. Nobody's talking like that.
yeah, you just can't like I don't want to turn away any opportunities because that's what happens. Like if you want to always be looking for better and better buildings and so like even the building I have here, I love this building, but you know, there's always something better, and so like this megawatt, this dam facility would be a dream from here. And so I'll talk to him. I'll do whatever it takes to make it happen. And yeah, but that's you always got to look for something. But you never want to turn. You want. I always have like I have a rule where it's like don't never say no to anything. I always say yes. Like yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. And then I find a way to make it happen, even though I have no idea how it's gonna happen, but I'm gonna find a way to make it work.
I love that drive, man. There is no with Django. It is yes, I can do it, or I'm gonna figure out a way to do it. I love that, man. You should be an inspirational speaker, dude.
Yeah, I would love to do. I mean, that's what I like. I like inspiring people. I like helping people get what they want. Uh, so I mean, I'm really excited about YouTube, guys. You guys got me really hyped up about it. I can't stop thinking about YouTube, and I'm like, man, I really wish I could just do YouTube full time and stop focusing on the miner so much, so I could start doing more videos. I'm hoping one day.
Dude, you can and you will. And it's definitely like, for me, I mean, I have almost 10,000 subscribers, which isn't that much, right? But, I definitely can't live off that. But there's people who can live off it, once you start getting larger, especially during the bull market, man. And it'll definitely offset during the bear market a lot of things, There's a lot of people who I don't personally shill. I'm just not a huge shilly kind of guy. Like, oh, buy this song, buy this thing, buy that thing. I'm not huge into that. But there's definitely a lot of sponsorships and stuff. So never know, man. Definitely.
Yeah. That's pretty much where I'd like to get to is I would love to be able to hire I come from a big family, so I would love to hire my my little brothers to like help me like film and help me do all these drawings, and I would love to get them away from their 9 to 5s and just help me like we all have fun together making videos. That's really what my goal is with this YouTube channel, is to just bring them all together and we can all just do whatever we want filming videos. I don't want to do I don't like doing sponsorships. I mean, I might sponsor like tiny things, but I'm going to be very selective because YouTube is not really about the money for me. It's more about the, just connecting with people and helping people, like inspiring people to what they want to be and just showing like, hey, it's possible. You can do whatever you want if you want to. And here's how I did it. And you could do it too if you wanted to. So
I love that, man. I'm all about that too. There's so many people that are just shilling, bro. It's freaking sickening. It's not just a crypto problem. It's just on YouTube in general. Buy this, buy that. Hey, did you check this out? I'm selling you this too. You want to buy some of these? And I love your energy, man. When you were, I think it was your most recent video where you were drinking something. Was that alcoholic? I don't know. You're drinking something in the desert.
Yeah. I'm glad you like that. Me and my brother came up with that like Sunday morning, and we're like, hey, let's go out film this. And we went out and filmed it. We got that whole thing filmed in like 5 hours. And so when I was doing the editing and all that stuff, I was looking at it, I'm like, man, the audio is so bad in this video, but I don't have time to reshoot it. And I was like, I'll just throw it out there, see what people think about it. And I'm glad everyone liked it because I kind of showed you like my creative side and like the potential that I have. I just got to learn how to get better at filming because I'm so used to not filming everything. Like I've just been like, I don't do social medias or anything like that. So I'm just having to learn how to, get on Twitter and Instagram and all this stuff. It's a different lifestyle that I'm used to. So it's just taking me time to adjust to it.
I love it, man. We need your energy on YouTube. I can at least say I probably watch 10 to 20 times more videos than I create them. So I'm a huge watcher of YouTube in general, especially crypto and everything. So, there's so many. Hey guys, this is my rig, and hey guys, oh shit, the phone went off. Hey, so your energy is exciting for me. It's new. You're trying new things. I mean, the guy's in the freaking desert drinking a mojito or whatever it was, dude. I love that. We need that, and I'm always trying to do new shit too. Nothing as cool as sitting in the desert, but we need that. And so for me, it's awesome, man. And I know the viewers are loving it, man. I love the energy. There's probably only like 5 people in the crypto world that have like really solid hyper energy, and I love it, man. And I'm very excited. I mean, this is what the guy's producing for us at 1,000 subs, man. Imagine when this guy hits 10, 20, 50. I'm sure you'll get way bigger than me, and I love it, man. I love the energy. What do you guys think, chat? What do you guys think of this man's energy? Got 140 people, man. They love you. I'm telling you, they love you.
Yeah, Red Bull's first crypto sponsorship. Yep.
Red Bull.
That's the only sponsor I'll accept.
Oh, that'd be sick, dude. That'd be sick, bro. So about your guns, a couple of people asked me. I saw some on the walls. What were they?
So the very top one is a Marlin 1895. It's a lever action 4570. That gun's really fun. It's big bullets, like this big. If you don't know a gun like 4570 is like that big.
Damn.
It's like an elephant gun. It's the gun that Chris Pratt uses in the Jurassic World movie.
Oh shit.
So yeah, it's like the one he's hunting the T-Rex with. So there's that one, and then I got a couple AKs under there. I have a
just a couple AKs laying around.
Yeah, I'm a big AK guy. It's so much better than the AR. I don't know, and that's probably anger the chat people. Anger everybody. AR is better. I don't know. I'm AK all the way. I'm with Brandon Herrera. Man, I love his YouTube channel. But yeah, I'm a big AK guy. So I got an AK chambered in 5.56. I got a WASR 10, 7.62, and then I got I don't know, a Polish AK on the bottom. It's my favorite one. Is the very bottom AK. And then I got my Scar 17. That gun's really fancy. I'm not. I like it, but it's the bullet's so big, and if I was to only pick one gun on my whole wall, it'd be the very bottom AK that I have. That's hanging on the shelf. That's like my go-to gun. If I can't only take one, that's the one I'm grabbing.
Dude, that's so
then
sick.
I got like a bunch of mags loaded, and got a couple handguns. I have a Staccato 2011, and so a couple Kimber 1911, a couple Glocks, stuff like that.
So you hear that, chat? You try to rob the crypto database from Django, you're gonna have a bad evening. Oh, let me ask you about security, and don't get too crazy detailed, but can you see that from your house, like cameras? Do you know what's going on? Like, what would you do if there was? Yeah.
So in my last video I talked about. So what's really cool about this building is that it's like a business complex. So there's lots of other offices and like stuff in this like facility. The previous tenant had just turned this part into a data center, but so right now they're renovating the other side. And so there's going to be a bunch of other businesses here, but they pay the landlord, the owner pays for like security. So they have like a little a security guy, like he goes on a golf cart and he drives around the parking lot. But there's someone here 24/7, a security guard.
Sick.
And, yeah, so it's pretty cool because there's always someone here that I can call or text because I have the thing. So it's like if I see someone on cameras, I'm like, hey, I need you to come in here and do that. So I'm friends with the guy. He's come in here a bunch of times. I'll throw him a cold drink every now and then. But yeah, he comes in. The whole property is fenced off with barbed wire, so he's inside. But yeah, I got cameras all on the inside. I got some on the doors. I have like the alarm. So like if someone opens it, you got to put in the code, otherwise the alarm will go off, and then I get notified, stuff like that. So it's pretty secure. I'm not really worried. Everything's insured and stuff too. So it's so it's no big deal.
That is sick, man.
I think it's pretty good.
We got a question for you. What is Django's cash out strategy? I'm guessing, like, do you hold the coin? I think you said in your video you've never sold before.
Never sold. So I don't have a cash out strategy.
Diamond hands, baby.
Yeah. So yeah, I always tell people are always so shocked when I tell about. Yeah, I've never sold since 2018. Never sold single. I've traded crypto, so I'll sell Ethereum for Bitcoin, or I'll sell some stuff to that. But every dollar I put into crypto has stayed in crypto. But yeah, I don't really have cash. I haven't thought about cashing out. I might consider it when Bitcoin's $1 million a coin. I might take some out. I don't know. I would really like just to borrow against it though, honestly, once we get like a proof of reserve, because all that stuff happening with Celsius and Voyager, it sucks. And I don't want to deal with that. I want there to be you know, the problem is there's no regulation in the space. So I mean, once the regulation
Yeah.
comes, then these firms and stuff will be held accountable. And
Yeah.
so because right now what they do is they you know, they use the stuff as collateral, but they can say anything is, so they have like the dollar amount worth of stuff, and it doesn't have to be dollars. It can be anything that they think of the value. So it could be cryptos. So the regulation is really bad. Once the regulation is good, then I might just want to borrow against my crypto and never sell it. I haven't decided that, but that's stuff for down the road when the regulation comes.
Okay. This is so interesting, bro, for me, because no one speaks like this, but what you're saying is things that I'm constantly looking at. So borrowing against, right? This is like what every billionaire says. Okay. Whether, what's the guy for Shark Tank? Oh my God. Mark Cuban and Kevin O'Leary. Both of them say, like, people will ask them on YouTube Shorts, how do you get rich? How do you get into real estate? How do you start earning more money? I borrow money. And it sounds confusing. They get debt, right? Like that's so smart.
Yeah. So debt is a really, really good thing only if you use the debt to buy assets. Like people, if you buy something and it doesn't generate you money, it's not an asset.
Right.
It's a liability. So yes, but you want to use other people's money. So I mean, that's pretty much how I got to this level is I'm using other people's money to get me to where I am today. Because I mean, you can use. I mean, why would you use your own money when you use someone else's?
Exactly.
So, it's hard because it's like you can't. You know, it's like saving up money takes too long. I mean, you save up. You know, you need to save up money, but you can't save up enough money to buy 200 gigahashes. So
exactly,
it does take you too long. You have to be able to sell something or borrow against your own crypto or use something as collateral.
There's this really chubby guy. He's like 50 years old. He's always screaming out of Florida on YouTube. I can't think of his name. He is a crazy billionaire. His name doesn't matter, but he will constantly say, he'll have like a call in for people. And, he says, hey, if you can qualify for 50,000, then that means you could borrow 250,000, and obviously you have to be responsible and stuff. But like pretty much everybody wealthy says that. That's what I'm constantly hearing. They're paying low taxes because technically a lot of that's not considered income because they're borrowing things. So they're paying less taxes than like a normal person. They're borrowing significantly more money than your average person. And so in theory, sometimes they're considered broke because they don't have the money, but they're worth so much more. I love hearing that, man.
Yeah, that's exactly what you have to do because if you borrow the income, if you borrow money, that's not income. It's borrowed money, so you pay less taxes. And everything is owned by LLCs and S corps, and so it's huge tax breaks. That's actually how I sold a ton of rigs during the sold rigs to the host in my building, right, to clients during the end of the year because I sold it as a tax break because I'm like, hey, your business can buy these rigs and they're computers, right? And so you can depreciate it over 1 to 5 years, and then they save a ton of money on that. So it's a tax deductible at the end of the year. So I had one guy spend $1.5 million.
Holy shit.
He was like, handed me a check for 1 million. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. That's a lot of money. And so he handed me the check, and it was a tax wrapper, the thing, and he bought the rigs, and he wasn't even concerned about making the money back because it was a write-off. So it's like if he makes any crypto at all, the ROI is instant for him. So it's like,
oh my God,
that's how you got to think outside the box when you're selling these rigs. And that's really my target market is not people that are looking to get into, or people that are interested in crypto. They're just going to mine themselves. I'm looking for people that have no exposure to crypto. They just want a tax write-off. And that's the perfect person to sell a rig to.
I love this, man. We need to hang out more, man. We need to hang out. The 3 closest people to you, I'm kind of butchering this. The 3 closest people to you will tell you about yourself. We need to hang out, man. We need to hang out. Oh my goodness.
I'm down.
This guy's 28, chat. This guy is 28 years old. Wisdom of a 50-year-old, man. Did your parents, are they good with this, or you just self-taught yourself?
Self-taught pretty much. My parents are divorced. My dad lives, works a job. I think I'm actually richer than both my parents combined, honestly. But Yeah, they went through some hard financial times. So I haven't really gone through any, financial 2008 financial crisis. I was still, in high school and stuff. So, um, but yeah, I pretty much self-taught. I read a lot of books. Some I really like. Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, that kind of stuff. I listen to a lot of podcasts and audiobooks, and it always just, I just for crypto if you surround yourself with it, it just becomes like a part of the way you think, and so that's how I've been able to get to where I am.
I love that. And it seems like, for me, what I've noticed, this is just my personal opinion, a lot of people who only focus on crypto, only think about crypto, they're not exposed to like what's really going on in the world, what's actually happening in the market. In my opinion, a lot of these people are getting knowledge almost delayed, because crypto sometimes is delayed. I don't feel like at this current moment, right, you can see that we're in a recession and crypto's not shooting up, right? It's actually going in the wrong direction. So yeah, I like that you're looking at other revenues, and like you said earlier, side hustles, other, you were selling on eBay when you were younger. Like, that's really interesting, and you're not just interested in the crypto side. Let's take a question from chat. What did somebody ask me? And you did answer this earlier, but Mining King said, what was your favorite GPU? I know you said it's 3070. Why is it 3070?
Yeah, 3070. I just think it's the most, it's the most efficient card. You get the most bang for your buck. Obviously, that can, depending on your power rate, guys, you have to do the math and stuff. But for me, it's always what's the most efficient. And I really like the 3070. I'm really familiar with the card, with all the makes and models. So that's what I like to buy. If I start buying other cards, then I have to deal with other, you know, I don't. That's what I like. But it's the other cards are good too. Nothing against the other cards, but that's just what I like.
I am not a fan of GDR6X. I know you said that earlier. I can't stand them. I can't stand. For me, it's been more expensive. I have to change all the thermal pads, it seems. Maybe my EVGA for the Win 3s. That's every now and then I have to change those. But overall, I am not a fan of anything 3070 Ti and above. It's just so much more expensive than you think it's going to be if you don't have the right conditions.
Yeah, it's a longer ROI. And they have so many problems. You gotta change the pads, and you gotta add the copper shims and stuff just to make it even worth it. And it's just, why bother when you could? I have to limit my time because I'm really busy. So I'm like, I don't have time to change pads. I barely have enough time to change fans. So I always, the 3070s is what it's easy. Because when you start getting big, that's when I realized, like, I start getting big. I'm like, I just gotta do what the easiest thing is. Like, I'm not super aggressive with my overclocks. I just want things to be stable, because when they're stable, I'm not working on them.
That's what Bitsby Trippin says too. So a lot of us, including myself, we're thinking so small time, right? We're thinking, I mean, this is our one opportunity, guys, to talk to somebody that is freaking massive, right? We're always thinking, I got to change these thermal pads. We're just thinking so small. And people like you and Bitsby Trippin, larger scale people, are always thinking about, I want the thing that's the most sustainable, right? Bitsby Trippin says, I would rather lose a couple mega hash, right, if it means my rigs never crash and I don't have to touch the pads and I don't have to clean them and I don't have to perform a lot of maintenance on them. And specifically, like you said, you're buying cards where you don't even have to consider the maintenance most of the time.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Because I mean, like, your time is like your most valuable asset. So it's like, you shouldn't be wasting it changing pads.
Yeah.
You should, if you have nothing to do, go find a way to make some money. Like, brainstorm, like, what can I do to make some money? Because changing pads is a waste of money.
Exactly.
Or a waste of time.
Exactly.
Because time and money are the same thing. So
time is money. Stop wasting your time doing these little tasks when you could be creating more wealth. All right, man. So we're going to take a few more questions and we're going to wrap it up. I hope my kid grows up like you, man. I hope. You got to be better than me. Is it possible for an average, this is what someone's asking, is it possible for an average dude that works a warehouse job that makes $20 an hour full time get $1 million mining rig write-off deal and quit his job? If not, then how? I don't even know what this question means. If you're making $20, can you get $1 million rig deal?
Yeah, it's a process. Like, when I got that deal, I had this building. I promised it. Like before we even signed the lease, I'm like, yeah, you give me the rigs. I promise, like I'll have them done by this date and I'll have them hosted. And so it's like if you don't have a facility that can house 1 million rigs, you're not going to get that deal. You have to build up to it. So I'll kind of show you how I got started. Because before I quit the last job I worked at Best Buy, guys. I worked in the Geek Squad for 2 years before I worked here. Yeah, so the highest I ever was paid was $15 an hour. So and I always said that Best Buy was the last job I ever worked. So and I never going back to the workforce. But I found a warehouse for rent, right? So I just found a place to rent. I like warehouses because I don't know, I like to buy stuff and warehouses get more space. And I found a warehouse to rent. And this one specifically had free utilities in it. You don't have to, that would be awesome if you could find something like that, but that's just hard to find in the first place. But I found a warehouse, and it was $1,100 a month rent, and I made that my house. I lived in the warehouse. Like I lived in that place for 2 years. I lived in the warehouse. Like there was no shower in there. There was just a bathroom, and I would just go down the street to my parents' house and take a shower there. And I'd live there, and I worked at Best Buy, and I would come home. My friends would come over. We would we'd have parties in the warehouse. It was a great time. But I mean, that's how I saved money, because I was able to work. Like I'd work part-time, and I'd come home and I'd work some more. So I worked part-time at Best Buy the whole time. So I was never full-time. Because I was able to pay for the rest of my bills and stuff with side hustles and income. And I rented out I had an office in that warehouse, and I rented that out to people. So I mean, like I was saying, I've never lived alone. Yeah, so I had an office in there, and I rented out. I mined crypto. So I had like 2 offices. One was a crypto mining office. One was a rental office, and then the rest was all mine. And it's just, you gotta find ways to offset the costs. And so I mean, I ended up living there almost for free, because I mean, I was mining with 200 cards in the first room, free power. So that was awesome. And I was using like $1,000 worth a month of power anyway. And then I had the one guy renting the office for $500 a month, and then I had the rest of the space for me. And I just come home from work, and I would post stuff online and sell it. And that's pretty much how I got that. And then I was able to save that money up, and then from there I was able to buy a house. And then once I got the house, rented all the rooms out, and I bought a house specifically to make money.
Wow.
I wouldn't have gotten into a house without the money, because most people think a house is a asset, but it's, unless the house generates you money, it's not. That's a liability. I know people don't like to hear that.
I agree,
but
100%.
Yeah, so I specifically got the house I have now because it had a large space in it. Had as a 4-car garage. So you see my garages. It's the big garages, and I moved from the warehouse to this house. And in the back of the house, there's an apartment that I rent out the apartment. And then I rent out 2 rooms upstairs. And those 2 rooms and the apartment, I make an extra $500 a month. They pay for the mortgage, all utilities, and I still pocket some money. And then I have the whole bottom floor to myself. And so I'm still living like rent free right now. So I have no bills in that regard. And then like I still have a van that I bought 3 years ago. It's a $2,000 van with no AC. I still drive it around today.
My man,
no car payment, no nothing. So that's how I've always lived.
Dude, this is what people need to aspire to, man. This guy here said, you know what, rent's too expensive. Fuck it, I'm gonna go live in the warehouse. I'm gonna go take a shower down the road. But right, everybody else wants to know how you get rich. How can you work your way up? It's not by, after work taking your sweet ass time playing video games and chilling out. No, man, it's grind time. It's use that money, save as much as you can. Mark Cuban said that when he was poor and he wanted to get rich, he ate ramen noodles. Ramen for breakfast, lunch, dinner. Ramen. Save every single cent that he could make. And obviously, you're doing it a little bit differently, obviously, because it's 2022. But I mean, that's just, it's the same kind of thing, right? Like grind mode.
Yeah,
right?
It's the same. I mean, I had that warehouse when I started mining, right? So that was 2018, and I had that warehouse for a couple years, and so that's how I've grown. So it takes a couple. I mean, you could get to where I got in like 4 or 5 years. So you just save your money, invest that money in, like, you don't have to do the exact same thing I did. I like buying and selling stuff in auctions, and I'm really good at it, and I really enjoy it. And so if you find something you really enjoy, find a way to make money with it, and then when you get off work, it's not literally like you're working, you're making money off your hobby. So that's how I've been able to just go at it.
I love that, dude. Okay, so one last thing. I remember in my video, and I'm glad you clarified this. I remember somebody saying, some little slick asshole was like, must be nice having daddy's money. And he's already told us it wasn't daddy's money. You know, it's just self-motivation, the drive, the hustle mentality. I love it, man. Yeah. I respect it so much. Is there anything else you want to tell the people? Please, guys, subscribe to DeFi Django while he's doing this.
Yeah, guys, just keep going away. I mean, you might not be able to figure it out right away, but just like think about it, like, you know, make a list of like, what do I love to do? What do I like to do? And then find a way to make money with it. And then if you can make money with it, you start making money with your hobbies. You can, that's something I'm really good at. People will ask me, how can I make money do this? And I'm like, oh, you can do this, this, and this and make money. And they're like, oh, I never thought of that. So, I mean, don't just do it yourself, like talk to your family, your friends. You don't just have to invest in crypto. There's tons of other ways to make money. I love crypto. But it's not like a get rich quick thing. It takes, 5-6 years to make the real big bucks in the crypto space. But yeah, just keep, make a list of all your bills and find a way that you can eliminate stuff and, minimize your rent out of rooms and stuff. But yeah, you can always find a way to save money. And then once you make that money, just find a way to multiply it.
I don't know if I told you this. I'm in the Army, right? So I have a lot of soldiers. And one thing I always see them do is buy water bottles, buy these energy drinks, right? If you think about it, and I told them at the vending machine downstairs, they are spending $2.50 for a water. I said, what is wrong with you guys? Why are you spending $2.50 every single day, multiple times a day on a water? Go to Walmart, go to Sam's Club, go to wherever, buy the 28 pack, buy those in bulk, man. For the price that you're paying for one of these, you could literally be getting almost 30 of them. That's just one thing. Another thing I suggest, depends on what state you live in, cans, right? So what I did at my job is I bought, well, actually I had an extra garage, what's it called? The trash can, right? And I put a piece of cardboard with a hole and it says cans. And they put all the cans in there and they fill those up, and I make 30 bucks every time that they fill it up because they were going to throw it in the trash. So I just go to the recycle center, make 5 cents a pop. When I go, I make about 100 bucks every month or so. It's not much, guys, but you got to get creative. You got to get inspired, figure out new ways, man, how you can make money. So, dude, thank you.
And
talk more. Feel free.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's not about like a lot of people like, oh, you gotta like, well, so like growing up like in high school and stuff, people always waste their money on food and everything, and I always thought buying food was such a waste of money when I could save that money and because I have food at home, right? Because I live, because I was in high school, right? So why would I spend my money on food? And so, I mean, this kind of mentality, this is the way I've been thinking for years, like my entire life, basically. So it's, don't feel like you can get to where. I'm here to help you, and I want to keep inspiring and motivating you and help you figure out how to do it. But it takes time, and you can get it. And if there's something that you absolutely like I love my energy drinks, I love my coffee, and I like going to Starbucks and stuff. It's a big waste of money. But I'm like, what do I need to do to be able to keep this? Like I like it. I don't want to eliminate it. And so I just found a way to make money to where I gets paid for. And so, I mean, if that's not your thing, like you can get rid of it too and save. I could save even more money if I got rid of it, but I like it too much. I don't want to see it go away, but you can always cut things that you don't like though. So
I agree on that. I'm sorry for still running on, guys. Energy drinks. Me and Django were talking about this before the stream. For me personally, if I don't have coffee, because I work 60 hours a week, if I don't have coffee or energy drinks, when I get off work, I'm kind of dead. So for me, yes, I do buy these in bulk. They end up costing me about $1, maybe $1.25. That dollar in production, right? As long as it's helping you, I'm probably getting 20 bucks per can. You know what I mean? As long as it's helping you earn. I ask myself in life, does this make me money? If the answer is no, 99% of the times I just don't do it. That's what it comes down to. I know that's tough for a lot of people, man, but hey, it just depends. What are your goals? Do you want to be like potentially your mother or father was, whoever that may be in your situation, and just live a casual life? Or are you trying to get somewhere in life? It just depends how bad you want it.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, man. Awesome stream, dude.
Great chat with you guys. We'll do some more live streams down the road for sure.
And guys, here is the link for his YouTube. Again, that is DeFi Django. The D is silent. And then on Twitter, I will also go ahead and post that. That's going to be DeFi, also Django. Guys, get on Twitter. I love Twitter. I hated it when I was a kid, but now I really like it. And he's got some awesome content on both YouTube and Twitter. So please do check out both of those. All right, bro. Appreciate it.
Awesome. I'll see you guys.
And for anybody who doesn't know, Misfit Mining is going live in about 13 minutes. So do please go check out my friends over there at Misfit Mining. All right, everybody. Later.